All I really need is some pizza rolls or something, some hype little graphics. This is so 1980s ESPN. This is amazing. I love what's going on. Ma! Ma! Get some meatloaf in here. Get some meatloaf in here. Asking my mom for meatloaf. Welcome everybody to the ratings are out. The rankings are finally out. I finally got the numbers in. It is the number 4,337th ranked sports show in America. Welcome to Second Give. I am, of course, one of your co-hosts, Cletus Cassidy, founder and forerunner of this show. I'm excited to have you guys in here, man. It's going to be another great show. We got some great topics for you all today. Today, we're going to recap the weekend. We're going to talk about the state of Colorado. We're going to talk about is prime bad for CU. And in case you were wondering, the Dolphins just scored again. Yep, one more touchdown for the Dolphins. That's crazy. We're going to talk about black coaches. We're going to talk about Michigan State's coach. That's got a lot. We're going to go over our picks, and we're going to give a shout-out to our hometown Norfolk Tides. But I'm not going to hold y'all much longer, man. I've got some amazing co-hosts on the show. Most of them are here already. Somebody's always going to be late because we are just regular guys, and they don't show up to work on time, so they're not going to show up to free on time. So if y'all could please help me bring in my esteemed colleagues. These are some regular guys. These guys are eating their fiber. They're regular guys, and they're co-hosts on today's show. First up, owner of the Hype Factory 757. They don't make music videos, but they will put you in Missy Elliott shape. Please show some love to my man, Jay Wells. What up, Jay?
What's up, big dog? How you feeling today?
Man, I can't complain. Doing really good, man. Got to hang out with you a little bit over the weekend. That was cool. Well, not over the weekend. It was over some weekdays.
Weekday. School day. School day.
School day. Yeah, I got to get out when I can, man. Keep the kids in school. That's when I get to go and hang out with you guys. Good. Glad to have you here. Let me just go ahead and start giving some early shout outs to some people who turned in. Franita's in here. Kim Cat's in here. La Barbara. It's French for the Barbara. She's also in here, too. La Barbara is French for the Barbara. Now, coming in here, man, a guy, the only one of us in here whose team is undefeated. Please show some love for my man, Alonzo McCartney. What's going on, Alonzo?
Oh, man, you just reminded me, we still undefeated, still going.
Still going. Can't be stopped.
17-0 on the way.
Y'all are on y'all Puff Daddy. Y'all can't be stopped. Y'all are O.J. Simpson on the killing spree. Won't stop. Can't stop.
Yo, shout out. We're in the top 5,000 sports shows and crack the top 500.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I just went back and checked it again. We are the top 5,000 in Virginia. So if we take the other 50 states, we are at about 250,000. Got some more guys on here, man. I got a guy. Ron, I would love to have you on the show, man. Ron Kabler's in the building. This guy's amazing, man. He is the current athletic director for the entire city of Suffolk, man. So shout him out. Monica Lucas, man. Good day to you. Keith Brown, Crystal Pennell, Bernard, man. Make sure y'all share the show. This is how the show is going to expand. Either it's going to become my waistline or y'all are going to share it. Those are the only two ways this thing is going to expand.
Hey, Cab not coming on the show until we all go fishing with him.
Now let's discuss something, because first of all, he's probably one of the best fishermen I've ever met in my life. I don't even want to call him Cab anymore. I want to call him Gordon's, because you can trust the Gordon's fisherman. And Cab, he catches real fish. Like, he's out there. He's got that kind of patience. I don't have that patience. I don't have it. I'm trying to cheat, and if I'm fishing, I'm trying to cheat. Just get stuff out there. That dude has the patience to sit out there 4 or 5 hours for 2 fish. I ain't got it. I can go right now and get a can of sardines from 7-Eleven real quick. That's like 12 fish. At least 12 pieces of fish right now.
Eating sardines?
Not as an adult. Now, I'm going to bring in our fourth co-host, man, the musical marvel himself. Y'all may have just seen him playing Teddy Pendergrass in the Teddy Pendergrass story. Y'all please show some love, my man Slater Joel. What's going on?
What's up, y'all? What's up?
Teddy. Let me ask y'all real quick before we get into the sports stuff, man. Sardines is a food I ate as a kid that I refuse to eat as an adult. Bologna is a food I ate as a kid that I refuse to eat as an adult. I realize kids today do not have foods that they don't want to eat. Nobody makes a kid eat anything anymore. We now ask kids what they want. When we were growing up, there were certain foods you just had to eat because that's what your grandma made or your mom ate. What's the food that as an adult you refuse to eat?
Chitlins.
So you had to eat chitlins as a kid, but now as an adult you refuse to eat them.
Oh, something I had to eat. Oh,
yeah, something that you were forced to eat as a kid that you like. You know what? No more.
No more.
That's a good question.
No more sardines for me. I refuse to eat Spam. Pimento loaf. I don't know who decided.
Coconut.
Oh, that dude said I'm gonna eat coconut anymore. I never liked coconut. I got people saying,
I'm gonna be real. Now that I think, I've never had to think about that before. Carrots.
Really?
Yeah, I like other vegetables, but carrots, like I've had them so many weird ways, and it's like, no, I don't.
So now the way that Fernita is spelling this, I definitely wouldn't eat it.
Potty meat.
It's typically called potted meat with an ED.
Oh,
if somebody got you eating potty meat,
boy, you need to call the people.
I'm not eating no potty meat. That was child abuse. I'm not eating no potty meat. All right, guys, you know how we do it, man. Every week we talk about sports from a real guy perspective. Just 4 regular guys. Nobody that's eating potty meat. 4 regular guys talk about sports, man. We're going to get into it, man. Topic number 1, we're doing a recap of the weekend, man. I have said over my time frame, man, of living here in this country, in America and in the United States, that we've got way too many states. 50 is too many. We're now down to 49. We've got a state that has been obliterated and treated in a way that no state has ever been treated before. The state of Colorado was destroyed over the weekend by a combined score of a 121 to 26.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, 122. Sorry. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. The Dolphins just scored again. 129 to 26.
Who's telling you
the Dolphins just won't stop scoring. It's like being with a Kardashian. You can't help but score. So what, guys? What are your, which blowout was the worst? Was it the Colorado Buffaloes being blown out by Oregon, or the quote unquote professional team, the Denver Broncos, being blown out by the Miami Dolphins? Jason, 30 seconds, take it away.
I think the Miami Dolphins was the worst because there was 3 points from history being made, right? But I think far as entertainment, the Colorado game was the worst because, believe it or not, more viewers tuned in to watch the Colorado game. As a matter of fact, I'm curious to see how many people want to come see Colorado again.
All right, so Jason has no view anymore. Jason has been removed. He's got to go.
What?
I'm only going to let the slander against the Broncos go, but so far. 30 seconds later, which one was worse, Broncos or Buffaloes?
It was sad watching Deion get whooped up on like that. But to be honest with you, when you score 20 and you still down by 50, I got to give it to the Denver Broncos. The worst blowout.
So here's the thing. We could have. There was mercy shown in our game because they could have kicked the field goal to set the scoring record, and the coach is like, don't worry about it. And there's a precedent. Mike McDaniels, the coach of the Dolphins, used to be a ball boy for the Denver Broncos, and I think they probably fired him. So, which one was the worst blowout?
My God. I mean, Deion, that was rough. Wanted the Buffaloes to be close, but Miami, it was an embarrassment. It pains me to say this because you're a dear friend, but that was absolutely the most pathetic performance I've ever seen on the football field. I have never seen anything like that in my entire life.
We scored. They scored 20 points. They had a 99-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. They did show signs of life. Listen, here's the only thing I will say about the Bronco game that differed from the Buffalo game. There was a point in the game where the Broncos were in it beyond the 0-0.
What's the point?
There was a point in the game. The Colorado Buffaloes were never in that game. They were destroyed from the opening tip. Now, moving to our next subject, is Prime bad for Colorado University's players? And I'm gonna say it from this perspective. Prime has come out and he has said that coaches are not trying to beat Colorado. They're trying to beat me. Those were his exact words. Now, the coach from the Oregon Ducks, he actually kind of went a little bit viral for his pregame speech. And I really want to show people this because I don't think everybody has seen this. The Oregon Ducks do a game recap every week after every game. I want to show y'all just a little bit of the Oregon Ducks game recap from this game.
What a great scene it's going to be here at Autzen Stadium. Look at this matchup. Oregon, Colorado. The thrill of two top 20 teams coming together.
Colorado, they've, I think, silenced some doubters so far. We know that. We've heard the national narrative. It's like a movie, isn't it? You know, it all feels that way. You know, sometimes, like in movies, the stars align.
Make no mistake about it, this is a Cinderella story, right? And some people think the Cinderella story, right, always goes a certain way. This game is not about a Cinderella story, it's about ending one. Right? We always know it's Oregon versus Oregon, right? That hasn't changed. I'm not about outside noise. Rooted in substance, man.
They're rooted in substance. Gritty, no nonsense, substance. And that's what Oregon is right now. They're made of the right things, and I think it's a mark of the new era at Oregon.
And God said, let there be Colorado at Oregon.
This is a major stage because of Colorado.
Every station, a TV station, is talking about Colorado.
Colorado.
We're talking about Colorado.
The most amazing story of the year in sports history.
It's not about it's personal anymore. It's about they're coming to kick our ass.
Rooted in substance. Today, we talk with our past. When they talk, you don't say shit. You don't say shit. You talk with these. You talk to your elders. I'll beat the shit out of anyone that say I told.
Everybody's tired of hearing about Colorado.
No question.
And that's going to show up on the football.
The Cinderella story is over, man.
It's pretty nice.
Does that all mean something to you? Does that all mean something to you? Yeah, I sure as hell means something to me.
Hey, I'd like to report a crime to the murder to these ducks.
Different culture. Power of unity. Different brotherhood. I ain't ever seen a redwood stand.
And then there's more to that. First of all, let me say this. Let me be the first to say this. I want to play for Oregon. If that's the video I get to watch after every one of my games, that is probably a top 10 film right now in anything. So I want to kind of put some of the myths to bed really quick if we could. A lot of people said that when they heard the pregame speech that he made that speech just because of the pregame, that there wasn't anything he said. I believe the slogan's rooted in substance, and I actually went back and watched some of the other videos. Rooted in substance has been Oregon's phrase all year. Oregon versus Oregon is their thing. They never really worry about their opponent. They only want to be better as themselves. Oregon versus Oregon, and rooted in substance has been their thing. Now the whole they're playing for clicks, we're playing for wins. That was new. Seeing Shiloh Sanders cussing those kids out and saying he will whoop the coach's hindparts, seeing the other kids laughing, calling in a murder of the Ducks, and listening to a lot of people. They're saying, oh, Prime is there for the kids, and he's got all of them being angels and praising the Lord and constant Bible study. Has the hype behind what Prime is doing, is it affecting the kids, and is it making them take a lot of side abuse from people who come to play him, whether it be coaches, kids, whichever? I'll start with you, Slater, because you seem really ready to answer it. You got to unmute yourself.
Nah, I'm gonna be real with you, Cletus, and this is why I think you and me have the friendship that we have, because you always bring a level of facts that I don't think I have. I didn't watch that video, so I didn't see Shiloh snapping like that. I didn't see them Ducks. I didn't see them other guys talking to the Ducks like that. And I think that actually, more than anything, just kind of hurt me a little bit, because it's like, yeah, man, sometimes you don't know what you're stepping into. And Prime knows what he's stepping into. Let's be clear. Deion Sanders knows what he's stepping into. But when you got guys who you hyping and they don't even know what they're capable of, bro, that's how you hype your homeboy up into going into a fight with a joker you know gonna put him to sleep.
You finna take this L, and you hype that man up.
Like you gonna have to drag him to the car. You gonna have to put him in the jank and then take him to the emergency room because he's asleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, so at the end of the day,
I need a Caesar salad.
So at the end of the day, man, I need Prime. If he's gonna continue with that same attitude he has, which I'm cool with him having, I need you to school these boys on how to back up what they talk and how to come at everybody. When you in the hood, you don't even get a skinniest joker the benefit of the doubt. You come at him like he weigh 500 pounds too, and you slam him like
you're gonna beat the 500-pound guy because he can't move. So what you got?
You know, Deion's always been extremely confident many, many years now. And I think with every team, I think the players usually take on the mentality of the coach anyway. That attitude that he's given, it's going to rub off on them. And in my experience with kids, I personally, even dealing with my own son and his own athletics, I try not to get him too high because I need him to be focused on what he's got to do. I know if I give him too much of that confidence, not saying he shouldn't have some, but you can't make it seem like he's the end all be all of that. There's no one that's going to be able to step to him. They already were underdogs. They already was going to get beat right. So Deion's got to know that. So he's got to take a different approach, I think, to telling them, or at least giving them the idea that they can't be beat, because it seems like they had that kind of attitude, like it was nonsense for Oregon to come at them, and they're in their place and they're a top 10 team. I think if he's going to do this long term, I think he may have to change that type of approach. You listen to was Dan Lenning, that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
He went the exact opposite. You know, we got these guys in here don't know who they're dealing with, and we got to show them, and that's what they did on the field.
And I think Dan Lennon tried to run it up. Like he went for 2 after that second touchdown for no reason. He had no reason to go for 2.
It was
other than to make the score worse. He just he ran a fake punt with a fat guy. That was, to me, the ultimate disrespect. When you had the fat guy running up the field, and I'm all about fat boy joy, but I think that he was like, yeah, we finna show him today. Jason, I'm going to ask you this because I know how you play football. I know you've even been in some lopsided college football games. I remember what we thought was the last game ever of Manor High School. During warm-ups, I'll never forget it. We were playing where the school was closing down. They ended up reopening. It was a lot. Jason became a traitor and went to another school. We won't open up any wounds. But he did win the one hand-given state championship his high school ever won. But yeah, the school board gave y'all that championship. But we won't argue that today. We won't argue that today. They had a Portsmouth All-Star team playing, all from every different school in Portsmouth. But we won't argue those facts.
Yeah, just it happens.
That last game we were playing at Churchland, and while we were warming up, we were running the field, and the Churchland players were saying, "Hey, who we playing today?" They said, "Man, we playing Wilson." They said, "We already beat Wilson," because at that time they were changing our name to Wilson. And then they said, "Well, we can't beat them. They got Superman." And they was like, "Man, Superman is dead." If you remember, they used to call J. Clark Superman. And that was just when the Doomsday episode of Superman had happened, and they had just killed Superman. So they can't have Superman. Superman is dead. But in the end of the day, we ended up winning that game-winning field goal. J. Clark hit a game-winning field goal at the end of the game. We won that game and really put a lot of humility into the Churchland guys. This wasn't the case in this game. Football has always been about the trash talk prior to the game. You see that all the time. But you got to be able to back it up. You got to be able to. And everybody know when you go to play a game, whether it's going to be even or I'm just trying to make it to the bus. What do you think, man? Is Prime bringing more on those kids because of what his bravado is, or are these blowouts going to happen either way?
I mean, I think the blowout's going to happen either way because of the talent pool that he has right now, right? So we all know this is a rebuild project. So I think it's more of a media that's overhyped the situation. They've given him too much credit, right? But then let's backtrack even the conversation that we had during the week about everybody want to make it sound like Deion cares about the kids and all this stuff. Well, we talk most of the coaches that really care about the kids do it for free. And that's what happening in the middle school, the high school level. And so these kids just didn't adopt Deion personality. That's what these kids are being taught from flag football all the way up. So he's only cultivating the culture that they've already breeded, right? They're trying to motivate you to play better. That's your motivation. That's your speech. I remember Coach Langston. I remember, Coach Baker. They always gave us these speeches to motivate us, right? But here's the difference. We didn't have social media. We didn't have the video recorders. We didn't have that access. And the last part I'm going to say about it, because it can be long-winded, is that Oregon narrated the video. I'm sure them Oregon players out there talking the same trash. I'm sure that won't Coach Landon's only part of his speech. I'm sure they edited it out because they control that narrative on it. So let's still be mindful that he didn't just, I'm sure he had some words that we didn't.
Oh, there was some MFs in there.
Right. Yeah,
he may have contemplated calling him an N-word. He may have contemplated it.
I'm on the sideline every Friday and Saturday. And the first thing that the kids always ask me, yo, man, why do you always mute all your stuff when you put it out? It's because the things that are said on the sideline are sacred and they're not meant for the public to hear it at all. So they just let y'all into a little world that's practice. They don't just show up for the game like that. That's how they practice. That's how they talk to them all the time. I mean, the warm and fuzzies outdoor and football violent.
It's 100 car crashes happening at one time.
Right, yeah,
hey, listen, let me say this. Last thing I'll say on the Deion thing, because I really want to stop talking about Deion, but it's the number one subject in all of sports right now, no matter how I want to feel about it. And I think I talked to Alonzo about this earlier. One of the things that I don't like is that Deion opens a Pandora's box, and there's always a lot of unintended consequences. I think sometimes Deion, he says stuff and he throws his kids under the bus without even knowing he throws his kids under the bus. When you get in there and say, hey, you better beat me now because this is the worst I'm going to be because I'm going to get some good players. How do I feel if I'm a player that's on the team now? When coach is like, hey, man, I'm going to go get me some dogs and we're going to be able to play. I was like, well, what am I, coach? I'm a cat? Is that what I am out here? So it's hard for a guy to believe. You done told me all day I'm good enough. I can do this. I can do. But as soon as we lose, it's because I don't have no players. How do you think the offensive line and defensive line of those teams feel right now? Because he throws them under the bus quick. And when I get me some players, I'm gonna be good. Man, I thought I was a player. I think it's an unintended consequence. You can always feel that way, but I don't think you should verbalize it. And another thing that I think, even from his coaching staff's point of view, now with him saying, I'm going to go get Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp is like, I can't wait to come and teach the D-line and get the D-line good. What does the D-line coach feel like if he's there? I'm looking at this guy saying, I'm actually going to go to school, get me a degree, then I'm coming to coach. And I was like, wait a minute, cuz I'm here.
I'm here right now.
I'm here right now. Right here. So that's a tough thing. Now, Jennifer said he said that before they lost. He said that, look, we're not good enough. He said it before they lost. My fault. I apologize. He was calling them bum before they lost. Look.
He didn't even say that, but he was like, it's a process. And when we
already said his lineman trash.
Right,
That's crazy because I play for you. I'm right here. But shout outs to we still got, in D1 sports, there's 133 programs. That means there's 133 coaches. 14 of them are black. That's about 10% of the coaches. 14 black coaches. But out of those 14 black coaches, 4 of them are still undefeated. So shout out to our 4 undefeated black coaches. I'm trying to remember all the schools off the top of my head. I know I got Maryland. Penn State, and 2 other schools. So shout out. And also, I like to point out that if you have 100 people say the state Colorado, you're going to hear 400 different pronunciations. Nobody can say Colorado.
Somebody say Colorado.
Listen, that last O gets dropped a lot. That Zoe loves to say Colorado. He loves to put it in.
It's the only way to say it.
Potty meat.
Colorado.
Listen, speaking of teams beating each other, Mel Tucker. All right, we had to find a way to talk about Mel Tucker.
What a segue.
what I would like to call the donkey of the year, donkey of the decade, donkey of forever. If you are just now a casual fan to Colorado football, Mel Tucker is the black guy they hired prior to Dion. Mel Tucker came in, coached Colorado, was successful at Colorado. This was in 2018, I believe. And because of his success at Colorado, Michigan State looked at him and said, "We want him. Bring him to the Big Ten. It's better than the Pac-12. We're better than that." And he went to Michigan State. Michigan State let him coach. He led Michigan State to an 11-2 record. And Michigan State said, "We finna pay you money. 10 years, $98 million guaranteed, fully guaranteed. We can't even not pay you if the team sucks. If you don't win another game, we still got to give you this $98 million. The only way you don't get the $98 million is if you commit a crime or make the school look bad." And you know what he decided to do? I'm not going to commit a crime. I'm not going to only commit a crime. I'm going to make the school look bad while committing the crime. I'm going to do the daily double. I'm going to make sure they can fire me. So Mel Tucker seems to have gotten into a relationship with a young lady who was, and to give you the backstory on that, she is a rape survivor, and she now goes around the country and she tries to make men more sensitive to the plight of women. She was gang raped at the age of 24 while she was a mother of 2 children. So she now goes around the country and she speaks on, hey, you got to be more sensitive. You got to do this. You got to see women in a better light. You got to have better actions. If you know better, do better. Hold people more accountable. Mel Tucker meets her when she comes to speak at the school. And so what does Mel Tucker do? He ends up assaulting the lady. And he assaults the lady in what I say has to be the craziest way a man can assault a woman. He decides to self-please himself while on the phone with the lady without her permission. That's right. He pulled out the baloney pony and he spanked the monkey. He choked the chicken while she was on the phone, but didn't tell her she was doing it. Didn't get her permission. Can we come up with a worse way to lose $80 million? Mel Tucker was fired today, losing $80 million of his salary. Fellas, what? Help me, help Mel. What can we tell Mel? What do we do here?
I can't tell Mel anything. This is one of the most dumbest, egregious ways to blow money. I mean, you see young people do dumb things, wasting money, getting accidents, hitting people with cars, using guns, drugs, or whatever. This guy got $100 million sitting on the table, and he's supposed to be leading kids, and he takes a woman who, courageous as she is, a survivor, a rape survivor. She's challenged every day, and this is trying to help people be better, doing good deeds across the whole country, come to your team. And all you see is somebody that you can be foolish with over the phone, not even ask for permission. That's with the tallywhacker. What are you doing, man? It's ridiculous.
So now I'm going to say this. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if I've ever asked anyone for permission to do the deed. I don't know if I was like, "Hey, do you mind?" Hey, while I've got you on the phone, would you mind if I, no, you keep talking in your normal voice. I'm just gonna go ahead and go stroke for stroke. All right. So I don't know how that works. Slater, help the brother out. What are we telling Mel at this point?
Bruh, ever since you told me about this earlier today, I've been trying to come up with something for because I'm always gonna try to defend.
Well, the come up is what got Mel in trouble.
Well, yeah, the come is the last word we need to hear right now. So, but I don't think there's a dumber way. This is the first time in my life I wish it was fentanyl. This is the first time in my life I wish, you know what I'm saying?
You was like, I wish it was a drug problem.
I do. Because
this is a step away. And here's the bigger problem. Michigan State has a history of sexual claims, which is what got them in trouble. Remember the Larry Nassar situation that went on for years there?
Well, maybe he felt like he was at home.
Get in trouble.
I said he knew that, and maybe he was like, well, this is home for me.
Hey, if everybody else is doing it, win in Rome. Win in Rome. Listen, if I can beat Michigan and I can beat my anyway.
Why you keep doing that?
Jason, what do you got real quick?
So when you brought up the topic, I went back and I reread it, right? And then I found something that's very interesting in his statement, which kind of gave me this, you know what? I kind of want to hear him out. Now, because one thing that he did not do is he did not say, no, this never happened.
He didn't deny it.
He said basically, and I'm gonna verbatim read it because it's in his thing. It says the conversations Tucker had with Miss Tracy regarding her appearance, flirtation, and sexual phone sex occurred exclusively during their private life, unrelated to Tucker's work or her work, were entirely permittable between the two, right? So the key word in that thing that I got was conversations. So this wasn't a one-off. And but what I'm saying is, if he let one off, he probably let a couple off. But what happened in these transactions for, let's say it happened more than one time. At what time did she tell him that it was inappropriate? Or how long do you go on? Like, was it receptive? So it gives me a shadow of a little, and I'm not doubting, but we also have to do due process. Like, man, you're
innocent. You gotta be real. You gotta be real about it. Correct.
Right. So I'm sure if this happened multiple times, I mean, Deshaun Watson it happened all the time, right?
That guy was happy. He had more happy endings than Dr. Seuss books.
Right. So my point is, I want to give him an opportunity because, for one, I don't think he's lying. I think he said it happened. He said, and it was consensual. So where does that become inappropriate if it wasn't done at the workplace? So that has nothing to do with his position for the university.
He said he said he wasn't home. He said he was home, but they actually did the phone records. They found out he was in a hotel in Florida. But either way, it wasn't a FaceTime. I don't know how you do it. It's become he said, she said. But I don't
believe you can lose 40. I don't believe you can lose $80 million on he said. Where is the factual evidence in place? It don't got to be a video, but where is the audio? Where is the record? Where is the documentation that it happened one time? Now, if you tell me this was happening multiple times, that means you didn't hang up the phone. That means you stayed on the phone.
Well, you didn't hang up the phone at all. She said that if you go and read the complaint, she said she noticed he was talking funny and talking strange. You had what for dinner? And he stayed on. And she was like, when she realized what was happening, she didn't want to risk it, so she stayed on the phone until it was done. So she actually said she stayed on the phone. But I really think that if you actually go back and watch, if you go back and read like more of the information, don't go and watch. That's not something that you need to see. But I think she got a little bit more upset because he ghosted her afterwards. So she was supposed to come and do a speaking engagement at the school, and he canceled that. He didn't talk to her anymore. She lost money because they were paying her $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 to come and speak. So she lost that money as well. So there's deeper rooted in it. Most lawyers say that if it went to court, he probably would not be charged with anything. It would be hard for her to prove. I mean, listen, you put it in his hand. If it doesn't fit, you must have quit. You know, that's all I'm saying. Yeah. Last topic, Slater.
No, I was just gonna say, and then with like us being black men, like all of us up here can say, I get everything Jason is saying, and I agree with you 100%. But as a black man, you already got everything against you. That's why I think it's dumb. Like to even be in the news for something like this, you know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta think twice, man. And I think
3 times.
Yeah, because we get in these positions, 100%. And we think this money make us untouchable. We think this money do so. We got to think a little more than we.
I wish you would stop making this hand signal. I wish you would think before you do that.
If he closes it, we got a whole nother conversation.
We got a whole other conversation.
I'm like, why are you doing that?
Don't close the hand. I'm about to file a complaint on it.
It's not the time for you to shoot dice. I'm gonna just say that. It's not the time. All right, the highlight of our week, man. Every week, the highlight of our week is us picking games. And let me just say, y'all. All right, I went back. I reviewed the tape from last week. The highlight was a low light this week. The highlights was a low light this week. There's 16 games to be picked last week. We had 2 of our co-hosts go 7-9. 2 of our co-hosts went 7-9. Below 500. We had an 11-5. We had a 12-4. So let me just go ahead and be frank. Slater and Jason, bringing the lane. Both of you guys went 7-9 last week. Jason, you could have gone 500 if you didn't just refuse to pick the Eagles. So that leaves the 12-4 and 11-5. That means superiority this week goes to me. I was smart enough to pick against the Broncos, which is the one that put me over the top. Had I chosen the Broncos, I would have tied with Zoe. So 11-5, Zoe, though. 11-5, nothing to sneeze at. An excellent record. My 12-4. And I think I went on one of the games. I was a lone wolf, and that's what really put us over the top.
We appreciate that one win for your squad.
That's all that I got. All right. So let me see. And I'm only putting Slater out because he supports a team who's being sued to be a bit more racist. I've never seen anything like it before. American Indians are suing the commanders, and they're like, hey, could you be a bit more racist with your names? Jerry Jones, in a show of support, is claiming he will change the name of the Cowboys to the Darkies if Washington goes back to Redskins. Jerry Jones says, I will call them the Darkies because that's what I call them.
They already the boys call them the good old boys, the Dallas good old boys.
He just calls them the boys, but it means something completely different.
Like that too many times now. We already really last weekend.
Completely different. What is this I got here? Oh, we got to talk about the big news before we do the picks. Really, really quick. I forgot this. It's Dame time in Milwaukee. Zoe is a basketball guy. It is Dame time in Milwaukee. Damian Lillard has been traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. If y'all didn't see this, here are the details of that blockbuster deal. The Bucks get nothing but Damian Lillard. The Blazers get everything. This is the best time for Blazers. This is the best thing that happened to Blazers since Philip Michael for men. The Blazers get Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Tamani Kamara, the Bucks first round pick. They get the swap rights on the 2028 and their 2030 pick. The Suns get apparently some kind of medicine, Jusuf Nurkic. They get the dirtiest player in the game, Grayson Allen. I hate Duke. Nasir Little and Keon Johnson. 2 of those guys are definitely black. And the Blazers are expected to trade Drew Holiday. How do you not even go and get used to your new team? There's no way you trade me and tell me don't get comfortable, guy. You'll be out of here soon. I'm going to my basketball guy for quick analysis on it. Zoe, what does this mean for the NBA?
I mean, this is great. I mean, this is what the NBA is all about. Players moving around, superstars teaming up. Milwaukee was on the verge of losing Giannis. He pulled that trump card, putting pressure on him. So they took a big swing and went after Damian Lillard after he said he was only going to Miami. And I said all along, you send him to Milwaukee, he'll play hard. They'll try to win. But yeah, look, it just strengthens their team. Phoenix is, in my opinion, just as strong. They actually got a little more wiggle room now. It's just because
they have BBD. Nobody is going to this. Where are the people to go and market this? BBD plays in Phoenix.
Yeah.
What is it? What is the guy's name? Booker, Beal, and Durant. BBD. We gotta have that playing out there. BBD in Phoenix.
Yeah, well, I don't know about dancing and BBD.
It's driving me out of my mind. Jason, Jason, I'm going to ask you just right now, and I know we only care about football. The NBA is overrated until the playoffs, but we can ask you right now, are the Milwaukee Bucks the odds-on favorites to win the NBA championship?
I think they guarantee themselves to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, but they still got to face some Boston Celtics. And I think that chemistry, if they can, whoever had the best chemistry probably between the two will win. I think this completely negates Miami from, they'll get to the semifinals. I think Philly is going to be Philly. They can get to the semifinals. But, man, you just put firepower. The only thing that I don't know about the trade is that you added more firepower. But, man, Drew Holiday on ball defense, man. That's the initiation of your defense. I know they got Middleton. I know you got a rim protector in Giannis, but hey, man, when you control that point guard, man, you just hurt. I mean, that's the one part. But now they got a closer.
But on ball defense is what got Mel Tucker in trouble. Slater, what convinces a guy to not go to Miami, home of strippers and Rick Ross, to go to Milwaukee, a city 9 out of 10 people can't spell?
I'm gonna tell you what Jimmy Butler said today. he went on video and said this thing. He was hot. Jimmy Butler said tampering. That's the only answer. They need to call Milwaukee right now and charge him with tampering, because that's the only way. Because that deal was in the bag for Dame Dollar to go.
How can he talk about tampering when they had Dame going to Miami last season before the season was over? They had already bought him a house. He was getting his mail forwarded. Marquise Austin, a huge diehard Kansas City Chiefs fan. Yes, we talked about the 10 touchdowns. Yes, we figured out that the Broncos suck. Yes, they are probably one of the worst teams in the NFL. I don't doubt it. None of this gets on my nerves, all right? We are here for clicks, not substance. All right.
So, hold on. I got a question for you about your Broncos. Who goes first, Russell or the coach?
Russell Wilson goes first. Nobody fires coaches, not with the pedigree of Sean Payton. They'll get rid of Russell first. Russell is not the problem. Russell is actually playing, if you look at the stats, he's playing on par stat-wise with Patrick Mahomes and all the top quarterbacks in the league. Right now, man, our defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. We let anybody in. Listen, we had a Kardashian defense. We let every black man score, and we are not discriminating. All right. Was that wrong?
Nope.
Shout out to the Kardashians, man. Great movie makers. All right. So this week we get
never mind. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask you. I love how you just analyzed that situation. But you really think Russell Wilson is playing $250 million football?
I didn't say he was worth $250 million.
I'm just saying, because that's what y'all gave the man.
Not the issue. Yeah, he's not.
But he's just not the problem. The problem is the defense. We've scored more points than we've had ever. Our offensive efficiency is up, but they're just not bad. And whenever Sierra is pregnant, he plays a little bit better. I hope he knocks her up often. Nobody enjoyed that last game more than Future. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It is always good to see the daddy of your children get beat the way that Russell got beat.
The daddy of your children.
The father of his kid. All right, guys, let's pick these games for this week, man. Let's get it here. This is where the money is made. Listen, if you are making your picks, you watching our picks and you're gambling off of those, God be with you. May heaven smile upon you. All right. We're going to start off, fellas, with Thursday night, Detroit, Green Bay. We're going to go Zoe, Slater, and Jason.
Detroit wins that game. Lions.
Absolutely. Detroit all day.
I think Green Bay win that game.
Green Bay. Jason, if you can move to your left a little bit so we can see your face. You want to see my face? Thank you. All right, and I'm going to go. I know my man Jay is from Detroit. He's going to be watching this game. I know we're good friends. But I'm going to take the Lions. Yeah, I think Detroit's a better team. Shout outs, Roar, Lions, Roar. All right, and a game that they wouldn't even let be played in America. We got the Falcons versus the Jacksonville Jaguars from London. Who we got?
Oh, Sunday morning football. Jacksonville takes the win. I take Jacksonville.
Absolutely. He got me again. The Falcons, I tried to get him 1 week last week and lost my game. We going with the Jaguars.
Man, I'm gonna take Atlanta on this one. I need to get back on the board and get me a win this week. So I'm gonna go.
You ain't gonna do it with Atlanta, but go ahead.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. The Jaguars. This is a home game for the Jaguars, and their owners really wants to move them out of Jacksonville to Europe. This is a home game, played on a soccer pitch. I'm going Atlanta. All right, now. The team that starts off with a 21-point lead because they're going to borrow some points from last week, Miami versus the Buffalo Bills. They can't score 70 every week, can they?
Nah.
You never know. Josh Allen throwing up interceptions. This is doing a tight one, but I'm gonna take a chance with Miami on the road. Go back to back.
All day, man. I saw the Buffalo play last week. They tore us to pieces, but they were playing the Commanders. So I'm gonna go with Miami because that's easy for them.
I'm gonna go with Miami on this one, man. I think that their defense is just good enough to keep Josh Allen from going crazy. But I just don't think nobody.
Man.
Their
I'm
offense.
gonna tell you what, man. All I know is this, man. When somebody beats you up, you don't bet against them. Give me Buffalo. All right. Minnesota and Carolina. Two all defeated teams. Somebody's got to win.
Two all defeated teams.
You know what? Minnesota's always fool's gold to me, and they haven't won. It doesn't start now. I'm taking Carolina to get their first win.
You know what? I hate Kirk Cousins, but with this situation, I'm actually going to go with the Vikings on this one.
Hey, man, I think that the Minnesota Vikings go and forever, and the conversation began about trading Kirk Cousins to the Jets.
Ooh, give me Minnesota. I think what happens is halftime of the game, they make some adjustments, man, and Prince starts at running back the second half. In another game that somebody has to win, the all-defeated Chicago Bears and the we down by 10 touchdown Denver Broncos battle it out. Soldier Field. Who wins this horrible game?
And the remedy for a struggling offense is a leaky defense. I'm going to take Justin Fields and the Bears. They win this one. Probably going away.
I knew that was coming.
Yo.
It was the going away part that hurt him.
Hey, man, I'm going to go with Russ on this one, man. The Bears ain't showed me too much yet, so I'm going to go with Russ on this one.
Oh, God.
Hey, man, I think this is going to be a pride game, man. You can't come. You got to come out from that 70-point win, man. That defense going to show up this week, man. I'm going to take the Broncos on this one.
We got Marquis with a 0-0 tie this game. Nobody scores. I'm back. It's let's ride, buddy. Hey, the Buffaloes lose, but the Broncos win. Broncos. All right, man. A game that used to be, we all used to live here game. Baltimore versus Cleveland. Who wins?
Cleveland defense is really good. I'm going to take a chance. Cleveland at home to just slow down Lamar enough, and I think they'll score enough to win.
I got to go with Zoe on that. The Cleveland has been impressing me. Their defense is crazy. So I think I'm going to go with them at home. Yeah. I
think that Nick Chubb injury, man, is going to do him in, man, make him one-dimensional. So I'm going to go with the Ravens.
I got Mr. Happy Time, Cleveland quarterback, man. He's basically Lamar light. So give me Cleveland. Give me Cleveland. He's close to. He's Lamar-ish. Lamar-ish. In a game that just seems really black. Pittsburgh versus Houston.
That's a black game.
It just seems like a black game.
He's dumb.
This is a tough one because, initial thought is that Houston shouldn't win. Pittsburgh the better team, but Houston, I like DeMeco Ryans, and I'm gonna take DeMeco Ryans and Houston and their defense playing. I'm gonna take down Pittsburgh. I'm going Houston.
Ooh, in a home with and your wife's a Steeler fan.
I know it's rough.
Welcome to the couch, buddy. All right, what we got? What you got, Slater?
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know if it was the team they played last week, but I do like. It looks like the Steelers are trying to find their stride now, so I'm going with the Steelers.
Yeah, man. Mike Tomlin in his season, man, he never under 500, man. They normally win the games they supposed to, so and they supposed to win this one. So I got the Steelers.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin has been the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers for 47 consecutive years. 2 black coaches. Give me Mike Tomlin. And now we got the Rams versus the Colts. It is all 4-legged animals. Which one comes out on top?
Anthony Richardson come back this week. He's playing well, and I think he's gonna take him out. Colts.
I'm gonna go with the Colts on this one as well. I don't care about either one of these teams, by the way, but I'm gonna go with the Colts.
Man, I think the Colts is playing really well. But with Richardson playing, he gonna count for about 3 turnovers, man. That's gonna be the difference of the game. I got LA winning by like 3.
Hey, your dings be right on time, dog.
Balls.
No, that was my wife. My wife just said Colts.
We are not going to talk about another man's ding. That is also got Mel Tucker in trouble.
Look, that was
what you want me to talk about his dong then?
Give me the Rams. Give me the Rams. All right, in a game where I never trust Baker Mayfield, but you also have the possibility of Jameis Winston starting for the Saints. Bucks Saints, who wins?
Oh God, yeah, this is what I want.
The Crab Leg Bowl.
It's not the Crab Leg Bowl. Tampa.
He's got the tampons. Who you
he
got?
Said that Jank so hesitant. He said to Tampa.
Yeah, I just
I'm going with the who that for this one, bro. We going with the Saints.
Yeah, man. Hopefully Derek Carr playing, man. Because if he playing this, they win by at least 17. But I'm still gonna take the Saints.
Hey, I don't trust Jameis. I trust Jameis with this win as much as I trust him around some wide open computers and crab legs. Give me the Buccaneers. In a game that's really gonna hurt Jason to have to pick. It's the Commandos and the Eagles. You got your Cowboys, you got your Eagles. Who we got?
I'll go with the Eagles for the win.
I'm going to do what Cletus did last week. I'm not a dummy. So I am going against my team, and the Eagles beat the hell out of us.
I'm going with the Commandos.
He said he would never choose. He never picked the Eagles.
I'm never choosing Philly.
Wow, you picked the Commanders.
Listen, there is no. Even if Daniel Snyder starts at quarterback for the Eagles, there's no way the Commandos win this game.
Hey, the Philadelphia Eagles could be playing the Mustangs, and I'm not taking them.
They could be playing the Mustangs.
That man's wife called about that pick. She was like, I can't believe.
And it's crazy because I know we were the only team to beat the Eagles. Let me put it out there. Last year, we were the only team to beat the Eagles in the regular season. But I don't think we have it this season. I'm gonna just be real with you.
All right, it's the Bungles versus the Titans.
Cincinnati.
I want to go Tennessee because I got Derrick Henry on my fantasy team, but I'm going with the Bengals on this one.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bengals on this one. I think they pull this one out. It's a hard-fought game, though, man, but Tennessee can't score points.
Yeah.
All right,
Tennessee,
let me lone wolf this thing and go Titans. I'm going with the Tits. All right, in the game that I don't want to choose, the Raiders versus Gold Chargers.
Josh McDaniels, I'm not sure what's happening there. I'm going with the Chargers.
I went on the Raiders last week, and I didn't like it. I'm just going to go ahead with the Chargers this week.
Man, you can't trust the Chargers coach, man. Even though they won, he still made the wrong call.
He tries to make sure they don't.
Yeah, right. I'm like, is he betting on the games or something? But I'm still going to take them over the Raiders. So.
Yeah, the Chargers over the Raiders all day, every day. And the game that would have been great 5 years ago, the Cowboys against the Patriots.
Whew. I'm taking Dallas, but I wouldn't be shocked at all if New England finds a way to win this game.
Yeah.
I'm going with it's crazy you said that, so because I just feel like Zeke gonna take it personal.
Yeah.
I just really feel like he's gonna take it personal.
Has he played this year?
Yeah, but he ain't said nothing. But I feel like this game, the game he's been saving it for. I really do. So I'm gonna go. I'm sorry, I'm going with the Patriots on this one.
Yo, I think Zeke turned back the clock to last week because they ain't going nowhere. And they can't score. It's going to be a tough game, but I feel like Dallas, we're going to pull it out. I think seeing Zeke across the field, man, just our pride going to come out in that, right? You can't let him come home. I mean, you're going to love on him. Jared Jones going to hug him, but at the end, we got to
he going to hug him.
Yeah. Excuse my French, we got to kick your ass. So.
I don't even think that's French. Just saying, the Cowboys are worried because New England has not only Zeke, but I believe old quarterback from New England has an old quarterback and Zeke, and they had to change all their hand signals, and so they brought in Mel Tucker for that. So give me the Dallas Cowboys in a victory. Dallas Cowboys in a victory. These last two games here, we don't even have to pick. San Francisco versus Arizona. All four of us are going to go San Francisco. The Chiefs versus the Jets. All four of us are going Jets. There's no way we don't agree on those. And the last one.
Wait.
I'm going Chiefs. You're crazy if you think I'm picking the Jets over the Chiefs.
Who's taking the Jets?
I meant all Chiefs. All Chiefs. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm about to say you.
My bad. That was an accident. All Chiefs.
That Booger Sugar starting the show.
Hey man, but you know what though? Arizona, that division just play each other tough, man. So that'd be a toss up. If Dobbs can play the way that he played, I wouldn't be surprised because the defense can play. It's just their offense. I wouldn't be surprised if they may have snuck this out, or it's a little tighter than it should be.
Josh Dobbs is way too ugly for them to win this game. Way too ugly.
Arizona.
My wife had a conversation. She was like, "What's wrong with that boy? He got the alopecia." I was like, "Yeah, man, that's it."
He is Tyrone Hill ugly. And in our Monday night game,
smile, but I am smiling.
Oh no.
All right, before we choose our last game, who's ugly, Tyrone Hill or Anthony Mason?
Tyrone Hill.
Popeye Jones.
Oh, Popeye Jones. NBA all time, all ugly. All right.
All ugly.
Last game, Seattle versus the Giants is our last game.
Gino, Seattle.
I'm about to say, boy, what? I thought he was going
to say. You know, I know it might seem like it's obvious, but you know, when you're at home, you come at 3,000 miles across the country. You know that those factors come into play. I mean, I don't know a lot about football, but you gotta be a tough team, a good team to blend on the road in the NFL, coast to coast.
Gino got that position in a very tough way, man. And he's really doing his thing out there, man. So I'm going with Gino.
So are they playing in Seattle or are they playing in New York?
Then the game is in New York.
Oh no, I'm gonna take the Giants on that, man. That West Coast,
I'm torn. I was gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a trip.
Man, they go in the back, take an IV, come out. You know how they do? They go get them fluids. Whole another player.
Hey, on my last joke for the night, in the words of Mel Tucker, show me the G-Man. All right, I got the G-Man in a win. I haven't been able to check. I think it's over now. But the Norfolk Tides are I want to give a shout out to the local team. They're in the playoffs. They let Slater come to the game last night. They got smoked. I told Slater, don't come to the game anymore. So the day they were up 4-0, and I think they're going to hold on to win is what I'm hoping. So shout out to the local Tides. Game 3 is tomorrow. The best of 3 series. Game 3 is tomorrow. Slater, please stay away. Please.
Oh, geez, Slater.
Please stay away. Those guys can't take it. All right, man. Final shots, man. Starting with Zoe.
Oh, man. Good show tonight, guys. Hey, man. Everybody just be safe out there. See you guys next week.
Oh, yep. There we go. Slater.
Y'all stay safe as you can, man. Listen, trouble comes, but it don't last always. Peace.
All right, Jason.
Hey man, great show, man. I appreciate being around y'all. Hey man, let's just be careful, man. Follow surroundings out here, like me.
There we go. And I'm just telling y'all right now, in the words of Mel Tucker, if you really want to party with me, keep your hands where my eyes can see. I am out.
Just think of that.
Hey guys. Hey, man, tune in again next week, man. Another amazing hour of this show, man. There is not another show like this anywhere in the world. I guarantee you. I stand behind it. We're out of here. Until next time. Peace.
Peace.